From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, October the 1st, 2019. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Blue and White Party leader Benny Gantz were scheduled to meet tomorrow for a last attempt to reach an agreement for a unity government. But a report later today claimed that Gantz was canceling, saying conditions for such a meeting had not been met. Representatives from Netanyahu's Likud and from Blue and White met Sunday afternoon with no real progress to report, blaming each other for the deadlock. A statement from Blue and White after the meeting said, regrettably, Likud is sticking to its precondition of Netanyahu first. Within this framework, Likud is insistent on the 55-member bloc and on throwing around slogans with the sole aim of generating support in preparation for dragging Israel into another round of elections at the behest of Netanyahu. Likud said the fault lay with Blue and White's refusal to accept the unity government proposed by the president of the state, an equal government with a rotation between Netanyahu and Gantz, adding that Blue and White made a strategic decision to slam the door to a unity government and drag the state into elections. Whether a Netanyahu-Gantz meeting occurs or not, the prime minister will first attend his pre-indictment hearing tomorrow. The hearings, by the way, will be spread out over the next 2 weeks. They were initially supposed to all take place tomorrow and Thursday, but after a request from Netanyahu's legal team, Attorney General Avichai Mandelblit agreed to extend the time and only deal with the most serious charges in the corruption cases against the prime minister tomorrow and Thursday, with the rest set for Sunday and Monday, concluding before the eve of Yom Kippur, Tuesday evening. A Palestinian teenager was arrested at a security checkpoint in the West Ridge or West Bank this morning after a knife was found in his possession. Police said security forces found the knife among the 15-year-old's textbooks as he passed through the checkpoint at the Tomb of the Patriarchs. He was taken for questioning. U.S. President Donald Trump held a phone call with Jewish leaders just ahead of Rosh Hashanah. During the 13-minute call on Friday, the president told the almost 1,000 Jewish leaders, "Our country is reminded of the infinite ways Jewish families uplift our nation. You embody the American dream." Trump also brought State Department anti-Semitism monitor Ilan Carr into the conversation, who shared his recent efforts in fighting the rise of anti-Semitism from the far left, the far right, and from Islamist extremists. The president also tweeted his good wishes for the Jewish New Year on Sunday. A Jewish cemetery in Argentina was vandalized over the holidays. The wall surrounding the Buenos Aires cemetery was knocked down and several headstones were smashed with a number of bronze tablets stolen from them Saturday night. The AMIA, which is the Jewish community organization in Argentina, is calling for the local municipality to investigate. And in Hungary, at the site of devastating tragedy decades ago, there was hope and renewal. 75 years ago, tens of thousands of Jews were murdered on the shores of the Danube River during the Holocaust. Well, last week, 2,000 people gathered along that river to celebrate the opening of 2 new synagogues, one in Budapest, the other in the town of Szentendre. Both sit along the Danube. Rabbi Shlomo Kovesh of the Hungarian Jewish Federation said at the ceremony, the opening of these 2 synagogues on the shore of the Danube signifies the Jewish community's life and survival after the horrors of the Holocaust. Well, the Israeli film Tel Aviv on Fire will be competing for a slot in the Best Foreign Language Film category at the Oscars next year, though not representing Israel, but rather Luxembourg. The movie won the top Israeli film award, the Ophir, for Best Screenplay last week, but it is the Best Picture winner that becomes Israel's selection for Oscar consideration, and that went to the film Incitement, which tells of Yigal Amir, the Jewish murderer of former Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin. Tel Aviv on Fire was partly funded and was mainly filmed in Luxembourg, and Arab-Israeli co-writer and director Sami Zouabi, who was recently a guest on Eric Goldman's Jewish Cinematheque here on JBS, told the Jerusalem Post, "I am very happy that culture and art has no boundaries or border." He said he was honored that the film had a chance at the Oscars. 90 countries will submit their films for the Best Foreign Film category consideration. A short list of 9 films will be announced in December, and the final 5 nominees will be announced in mid-January. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, October the 1st at 7 o'clock. You can watch Eric Goldman's Jewish Cinematheque as he sits down with Max Lukowitz about his new documentary, Fiddler, Miracle of Miracles, which tells of the unusual circumstances that led to the creation of the musical and film Fiddler on the Roof. Then at 7:30, Jewish college students perform creative and unique a cappella arrangements of traditional Jewish songs and more in the New England Collegiate A Cappella Competition and Showcase. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with renowned violinist Yitzhak Perlman. At 10, it's the Jake Ehrenreich Show. And coming up right after this newscast, Insight to Israel. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, October the 1st, 2019. I'm Teisha Bader.